Hi, I'm Snez, personal trainer, healthy lifestyle coach, and your guide to feeling your best. This podcast is a segment from my weekly radio show, Wellbeing Wednesdays, broadcast live on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. It's all about sharing real, practical tips to help you move more, eat better, and live healthier without the overwhelm. Let's dive in, shall we? Coming up next, we are talking about fibre, and this is definitely the underrated hero, the underrated magical fix, I guess. Not a magical fix, but it is definitely hugely helpful for women in perimenopause and menopause. And it's one thing that I don't think we talk enough about when it comes to our health, and especially women's health in midlife, and it is fibre. Now, it's not the most interesting topic. It's not a supplement that you can easily buy. It's not a supplement of interest that we're hearing so much about, like creatine, for example. But it's such an important tool to understand and to include in our day-to-day. And when women enter perimenopause and menopause, everything starts to shift. Hormones start to fluctuate. Sleep can change. Digestion can slow down. And we start to gain more weight around the belly, which is always point of contention for a lot of women. And suddenly the things that used to work don't seem to work anymore when it comes to shifting our weight. And this is where fibre can become really quite important. So let's break it down really quite simply. So firstly, what is fibre? Fibre is the part of the plants that your body can't fully digest. And that's a good thing. That's the way that it's intended. It moves through your digestive system and it does a lot of great work along the way. So there are two main types of fibre. So one is soluble fibre, which soluble fibre forms a gel-like substance in the gut, and it helps to regulate blood sugar levels and cholesterol. And then there's the insoluble fibre, which adds bulk and keeps things moving through our bowel, which just allows for digestion and emptying to be a lot more comfortable and a lot more regular, which again is one of those things that can contribute to feeling bloated and feeling like we are gaining weight, where sometimes it can be that we're just not regular enough. And during menopause and perimenopause, both of these things matter, both that soluble fibre matters, but also the insoluble fibre. And the fibre helps us to stabilise our blood sugar levels, which helps to reduce energy crashes and also cravings that we might experience. It also supports gut bacteria. Now, gut bacteria feeds on fibre, so increasing our healthy gut bacteria helps to play a big role in mood, our immune system, even balancing out our hormones. As I said, fibre also helps to lower cholesterol, improve bowel regularity, and also it does increase the fullness and satisfaction after meals. And that is really important because our hunger does tend to change as we get older. So adding that extra fibre in is going to allow you to feel fuller with less food, which as our metabolisms are slowing down, this is definitely helpful. So fibre doesn't only just help with digestion, but it also helps to support our hormonal balance. So when our body processes estrogen, it sends the used hormones into the gut to be eliminated. And if our digestion is sluggish or you're not getting enough fibre in, some of that estrogen can be reabsorbed back into the bloodstream. And this isn't ideal, especially in perimenopause where estrogen is already fluctuating. And so that helps to iron out some of those fluctuations. So fibre acts almost like a carrier. It binds to that used hormone and helps to escort it out of the body properly. So when we talk about increasing fibre, we're not just talking about regulating our bowel movements and supporting our digestive system, but we're also talking about supporting our whole hormonal system. And this is why gut health becomes so important in midlife. Your digestive system is not separate from your hormones. It's really part of that same conversation. So most women should be aiming for around 25 to 30 grams of fibre per day. And the problem is that research shows that most of us are getting closer to 15 grams of fibre per day. So where do you find this extra fibre? Where does this fibre come from? Firstly, vegetables, especially leafy greens, broccoli, carrots, and zucchini, all are high in fibre. Fruits such as berries, apples, and pears. Legumes such as lentils, chickpeas, black beans, whole grains, oats, things like quinoa, brown rice, and then also in nuts and seeds like chia seeds, flax seeds, almonds. So the key is with fibre though, it's best when you spread it out across the day. So the way that we can think of it is with breakfast, you can add berries and chia to your yogurt and then oats. So we've got like 3 sources there. For lunch, make sure that half of your plate of vegetables, and then for snack, you can include a serving of fruit and nuts. So all of a sudden you're getting it at breakfast, at lunch, the afternoon snack, and then dinner is quite easy, getting another generous serve of veggies there. And making sure that we're also drinking enough water, because fibre without water can make you feel quite constipated and uncomfortable. So it's really important, and this is actually quite good because it will actually encourage you to drink more water. So when we're thinking about increasing our fibre intake, we need to think more about spreading it out throughout the day, and again, knowing what those sources are. And even if you wanted to use an app to calculate how much fibre you are getting and see, are you closer to that 15 or are you getting up to that 25 to 30 grams? Because it really can help with our digestive system and therefore reducing that feeling of bloated, which a lot of the women, and myself included, can suffer from this and, have this as a real issue that we're finding that quite hard to shift. Because the reality is that even if you are reducing body fat, if you're not addressing those gut issues and still getting quite bloated after meals, you're still going to feel uncomfortable in the tummy. So give that a go. Look into ways that you can include extra fibre in your day and start to notice the difference. Thanks for joining me on this segment from Wellbeing Wednesdays, as heard live on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who might find it helpful and subscribe so you never miss a show. Want to catch the live broadcast? Well, you can tune in Wednesdays from 12 till 2 p.m. on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM, or find my info on Wellbeing Wednesdays with Snez, the Facebook group. Take care, stay healthy, and remember, it's the little choices every day that create big changes. Talk soon.